Tim.
Doesn't matter.
Congratulations, man.
Thanks, mate.
That was an awesome performance.
Not too bad.
I was thinking before the race, if I had to put my life on a runner who's going to run a PB, I would have put it on you.
Oh, thanks.
Were you feeling confident going into the race?
I knew I was in shape to get a PB, but my big goal was still, tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I ticked off 2 boxes, which is a distance PB and a backyard PB in one go. So I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah, and I know you love your streak. You would have loved to have gone from till midnight, I reckon.
I was hoping to do 42 loops.
Yeah.
So I was an hour into tomorrow, and then I wouldn't have to run till Wednesday or Tuesday, whatever it was going to be.
Yeah. So what is the rule? You've got to run 2 Ks tomorrow to classify it?
1 mile, but to make it easier, because it's, metric and imperial, all that sort of stuff. So I just do 2Ks to make it simple.
Yeah, perfect. Well, let's talk about the race. To me, this is a special race. Did it feel special in the race, being in the race?
It was cool having heaps of new people.
Yeah.
All the green tags was very surprising. And there was heaps more green tags than yellow tags. So that just shows the popularity of people jumping in and wanting to give it a go. And out here, you get the farm feel, and it's it's got the smell of the farm and all that sort of stuff. And it's always a great vibe. And even with the big guys still out there now running around, it was good to just catch up with lots of people I know, and I had a great time. Yeah.
And with the big dogs who are out there still, do you have any prediction? Do you reckon they'll break 100, or too soon to start?
100 is incredible.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that literally every single thing needs to go right.
Yeah.
And obviously it takes 2 people to have the perfect day.
Yeah.
You can't just miss, a meal or a sleep break or something. You go that far in, you start missing things, and it starts to go downhill pretty quickly. So I would be surprised if it goes over 100. But just knowing, the people out there and the stubbornness of those runners, they are literally going to give it everything.
Yeah, look, I think that they'll go into the 70s. Considering 3 of them have been in the 70s already.
Yeah, that's what I reckon.
And without, it's a perfect course to run a big total, isn't it?
It's actually better than normal, actually, because of the rain we had on Friday night, there was no dust. So it was a dustless course. So you didn't get, when you start and you have 200 runners running off and all this dust is just billowing. There was none of that at all, which made it perfect conditions. And then with no direct sunlight all of Saturday, it's pretty much set up to be what they want to achieve, just by accident.
Yeah.
And today was just I think there was 3 or 4 loops with direct sunlight, and that was it. So.
Yeah, and tonight it looks like it might be a bit colder, but it looks perfect.
It's very mild. You can wear a singlet out there. Yeah. I think it's 12 degrees or something, which is nearly ideal running conditions. But if it rains, then obviously that's going to change things because you get that extra cold factor. But I think it's literally going to be, it's turned out to be perfect conditions for them to go as far as they can. Yeah.
And as far as your race goes, when did you start thinking to yourself, this is going to be hard for me?
Probably, normally things start to go wrong for me about 28 loops in. Something happens and then it gets really hard for a couple of loops. But that didn't come, and I was like, okay, well maybe this would be cool. I get the 32 loops, no worries. 33 was fine. 34 started to hurt a lot more than had, like, obviously, running over 200k is going to have some leg pain, but it just exponentially got worse over the next 2 loops to the point where I was like gritting my teeth and hobbling and picking the pace up helped, but then other things got sore. So it was like, so it was a bit of a, double-edged sword. Run faster. The legs were still moving okay, but there was like, my knee was sore and bits and pieces, and then my back started playing up, and just little things like that, and then sort of just started to fall apart, and then the negativity starts to creep in, like, I don't really want to do a major injury. I want to be able to recover after this and, look forward to the next event sort of thing. So, that's about 34 loops, 35 actually felt really good. Yeah. And I was like, oh, sweet, I'll do another one. No worries. And 36 was like I come into the starting corral and I'm like, this next one is going to hurt a lot. Yeah. And it hurt a lot. Yeah. And like I only come in with like 6 minutes to spare, which is still plenty of time, but I just knew that like just hobbling from the start line just to a chair was like, do I really want to hobble for another 6.7 Ks around the course? Yeah. To probably not make it back in time. So sure. I was like, no, I'll just call it.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. One of the things I noticed watching you was that you started the yards, it looks like you were hurting, but you were finishing them pretty strong.
Yeah. So either direction there's a little downhill, and my quads are usually the first thing to take all the brunt of, running. Mm. But my calves and my hamstrings were fine. So after that, then I could just get rolling. Yeah. And then, I'd start at the back and then I'm catching everyone, mostly everyone, and then coming in like second or third each lap. But that was like, my legs were still moving fine. But yeah, the quads they weren't loving it at all. Yeah. So I had to walk it out and then warm up into it, and then it was fine. It was really strange because you just finished running, you only had a 10-minute break, and then they've like seized up, and so it takes a good kilometre to warm back up again and feel comfortable.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that time between loops was affecting you.
Yeah. And I nearly thought about just walking around and not sitting down. And, but yeah, maybe next time. Yeah. If it gets like that.
Yeah, well, look, man, Rowan, that was really, really great performance. I'm really happy for you that you ran a PB.
Yeah, no, it's a good feeling because, you put so much effort into it and, it just pushes it out to the next one and hopefully go bigger again next time.
And do you have a plan about what your next backyard ultra might be?
No, I haven't got a plan. I like coming out here.
Because you've only done Gully?
Yeah. I just, I just love coming out to the farm. Yeah. And when I was a young kid, and my grandparents had a farm, so it nearly has that reminiscence feel about it. Yeah. So I like coming out here and just see the cattle walking around and stuff like that. So for me, that's sort of why I like coming out here. Yeah. But there was a fair few race IDs out there. Yeah. Brett, John Hughes. Yeah. So all those guys are starting up their own this year. And they're like, come down and have a run. So
that class outstanding one.
There's that's 3. There was 3 IDs out there. Yeah. Actually, I think there's 4, but one of the other ladies doesn't do backyards, trail races. But Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, awesome. Well, look, I won't make you sit here for the rest of the night. So,
That's right.
Yeah, look, like I said, awesome to watch you perform so well on a PB.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. Everyone was really cool, and it was actually a really good vibe around. Like heaps of people stayed around. It seemed more people hung around this year than most years.
Yeah,
for a lot longer, especially the second day.
Yeah,
which was really cool because normally people just pack up and go. They're finished.
Yeah,
but they literally stayed until dark.
Yeah.
And cheered everyone on. And
yeah, I'll say that to Tim. I think it was probably got to do with making sure there was coffee, food for him for lunch, breakfast and dinner, and camping as well. So, it's awesome race, awesome event.
Yeah, it turned out really good this year. Loved it.
Yeah, awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Have a good night's sleep.
Yeah, well, that's going to be tough.